Scoot, beat
Good
Skuy,
bit,
let's
Skuy.
go.
Let's go.
Alright, welcome back with Imam Kiku and Licia. Now we're speaking English because
Hello,
we have the
everyone.
SirSapient here, NFT collector from DaVinci, Harmony Protocol, and we have also a Sleeplesscloud, a cover
Hey,
artist from Indonesia. Shout out, shout out.
how's it
Alright,
Hello,
going?
shout out.
Thanks,
Hello,
guys, for
everyone.
having
Hello,
us.
everyone.
So
alright.
Yeah.
exciting.
So
Okay.
I bring two of you guys here because I want to talk about the NFT gallery event that currently so booming right now. Like
Hey, but first of all, we have to congratulate SirSapient and Sleepless Cloud too. First one, Sleepless Cloud. Shout out to you
Yeah.
for the release of your artworks in the
Oh,
15 minutes and also
yeah,
red
man.
lights.
Thanks, man.
alright.
I
Props to you,
deeply
bro.
Yeah.
appreciate
Props
it.
to you.
Shout out to myself
And
also for the red light.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you produced the red light. Yeah,
damn,
that's
yeah.
dope beat.
damn, you're
I'm not
self-promoting.
gonna lie. That's
Alright.
cool.
And yeah, and also Sir Sapien, congratulations for being chosen as the member of Community DAO Council at
Yeah.
Wow.
Harmony Protocol.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm
Congratulations.
excited about that.
Alright.
Props
Nice.
to you too.
Nice. So here we go. Recently, Scootbit just joined Crypto Art Week Asia. As you guys know, we notice a lot in our IG and our other social medias as well about this event, and we submitted about three main songs, including my own song is alone, which used to be made in the artwork by Sleepless Cloud, but
Yeah.
remaster it with my homie Mamet. So yeah, what do you think? What do you guys think about this? Because most of these even intended more on the artwork side rather than other NFT stuff. So let's say yeah, Sir Sapien first maybe.
Yeah, no, I think it's really cool. I'm excited. This, was my first time kind of getting involved with it. Um, so other than you guys, there's a few other collectors on Twitter that were sharing the event. So that was really cool to see. And yeah, I'm excited to kind of see what happens, what all's going entailed.
Uh, and then what do you think also Sleepless Cloud? Yeah, since you are
Yeah.
the cover artist.
Anyway, simply you can call me Cloudy. If
It's
Sleepless Cloud is too long. So yeah,
I
it's
Hmm.
really
Or
yeah.
Sleepless
Same.
itself.
Yeah. It's on you, man. It's kind of the
Yeah.
same as Sirsa. So basically, like visual, when it comes to NFT visual, is kind of crucial for me because it's a visual gateway for people to, or the first impressions are key to music discovery. So basically, like especially on digital music platforms, potential fans are also more likely to listen to your music when your album artwork stands out. Yep.
uh,
Definitely. I yeah, I started
Nice.
in the kind of DJing realm, and even back then when I was digging through like records and stuff. I mean, you would listen to the record, but I mean, the ones that you would pick to go listen to first was definitely like the cool album artwork. For some reason,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and as I got older and got into production, and doing events, like that was always something that was really important to me. That the artwork really stood out, and so. I mean, in our last conversation, I think we spoke on that, and in general, I think is the coolest thing about NFTs is just to see, a lot of these graphic designers get
Yeah.
uh, get some income,
Yeah.
for their
For
work.
sure. Mm.
Yeah,
mm,
I agree too with that. But speaking about the visual artwork, especially maybe for music for to accompany the music. You know that recently we see that the moving images are recently reigning in the social media platforms right now, For example, we see that TikTok is booming more than ever, and then Instagram
Mhm.
is following suit with Instagram Reels, and they recently also announced that they are going not just to focus on photo, but they will also invest more on videos as well. What do you think the same is also happening in the NFT space, where the moving artwork, like the audio visual, is more appreciated than the still artwork?
Hmm. Okay. Oh, who go first? Me. So okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, because I think it will be more advanced if you got like animation stuff rather than just not moving picture like you meant before, because it will be more interesting if you seeing your artwork like more, I don't know. Yeah, but I feel like it will be more interesting if you got animation stuff rather than just not moving picture. That's all. That's my point.
I think a great analogy that comes to mind, I think that we can all understand, especially electronic music, is so when you're coming to like physical artwork, I suppose like animation and just like illustrated like 2D kind of stuff, or just flat work. It kind of comes to the difference between musically like sound design and creating a song, like songwriting, if you will. Okay, if like dubstep, if for instance, there was this whole era where like, or I mean, it still exists, but like, why dubstep was so famous at the time, I think it was because there was new sounds. Everyone, no one had heard these sounds before. Like the song structure wasn't great, and I think that's why yes, it's still prevalent, but there was why it became such a fad, like a come and go. It was just because it was something new people hadn't heard before. And I think, when it comes to the digital artwork, it's kind of the same aspect almost. It's just you're using these new mediums that are very new. And so it's very visceral experience. But, at the end of the day, like, the flat artwork is still art, and it is still timeless.
Definitely,
And,
yeah.
and that'll still come back to more of just like composition, and writing a good song, if you will.
I see. Speaking of dubstep, actually, even I surf on the Hit Enang profile homepage. Yeah, you guys know Hit Enang, Tezos NFT platform. So a lot of dubstep beatmaker put insane artwork and visual, and most of the, especially the 3D artworks, kind of contemporary, yeah, something like that.
Contemporary.
Yeah, that one. Okay. So even the concept is not clear, but people hunt about it so much. Even the most about audio visual that in Hit Enang, mostly like that the 3D stuff, and then the cyberpunk kind of vibe, and then they add the dubstep to it, and then suddenly become banger. Although the dubstep itself in the audio visual is kind of basic for me. So what do you think for this? Yeah.
Mhm.
I think there's going to be different. I mean, I think that is the coolest part right now. And because it's so new for everyone, I think that's a lot as far as the individual artwork. That is probably what people are really adapting to, or at least are acknowledging as what is valuable, or what will be valuable. It's kind of interesting, and I think we are starting to see the separation more. In within NFTs in general, and I'm sure as time will progress, it won't be such a catch-all. There'll be such versatile uses, but you're already starting to see the difference in collectibles, like punks,
Yeah.
various, these things, and there is some artwork involved, but it's not art forward. And you do have the artwork forward, like more stuff like off Tezos, the hen stuff, where it is very based on like art, and there's value to the NFTs. So they're kind of getting their own space,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just kind of how it's going to work as we proceed. Like everyone's going to kind of get their own.
Yeah.
The marketplaces are going to kind of flesh out to kind of serve each of these little niches, just kind of like a label, like a music label. Like everyone will kind of find their own little wave and their own community.
Mm-hmm.
Agree to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of the
Yeah.
label itself,
And
sorry. Yeah. Speaking of the label itself, I found about last year named DAO Records. If you guys ever heard, basically it's a record label that only release on the NFT stuff. They never release
Okay.
some
mm-hmm.
in mainstream music like Spotify, like Apple Music,
Mm.
YouTube Music. They never put on there, so they only put as an NFT. And their OpenSea is kind of massive. There's like
Mhm.
100 songs in there. A lot of great underdog talent, usually from the Asia, that they recruit and then they put as an NFT there. And suddenly a lot of EDM artists in the, especially in Southeast Asia, like Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand, and so on and so forth, become so booming in their label. I listen some of their music as well. With they main focus on music, of course. But speaking of the artwork, and they put in mostly like a clickbait, is people thinks, oh, it's just like another 3D visual kind of thing, or maybe about more like a gallery stuff. And then when they click, oh, this is actually a banger music, and then people start buying, start bidding on OpenSea. And then I heard they also expand on the near protocol as well for the NFT platform. I don't know. Imagine this guy right here. This label right here come to DaVinci NFT platform. What your first thought, Sapien?
I think it'd be great. I mean, I appreciate the music, and have, from the musical standpoint, I'm excited to see it flourish more in the NFT space. I mean, it exists, and it is taking its part, but just like you talked about how like right now, definitely what is more on the forefront is the animated and the 3D stuff. And that's awesome. Um, I would like to see music take a bigger role. And it will be interesting to see what it takes. I think labels doing their part is a really big first step. I mean, because that's the easiest thing I could think you could do, especially if you had a label that had some good artists, that were going to sell some records, and then had the first 100 come with a limited edition NFT that you purchase. So that just seems a very easy thing to do, and it's and simple mechanics that already exist. You're not really changing the format up too much. Um, However, I was just kind of thinking about this when we were kind of got on the phone with how sample packs work these days, and how it really
Oh
is
yeah.
easy to get a bunch of sample packs and use those to make a song. And and now what's really popular are these generative NFT projects, where like you kind of put these things in and out comes a finished product. Like maybe that could be something that could be a big catch on for popularity, and again, it's like, it's kind of frustrating because as for artists, it wouldn't be a really art forward thing that would make the popularity, but that's kind of how it works, like that's, I think, the beneficial part is to these kind of collectibles is it still brings collectors into the realm who start to now like expand and look at to more one-off stuff.
See. But I have a question for probably like you guys, it's gonna be like, oh, do you think, oh, in your opinion, like which one is more beneficial for an artist as if you put your music on a like regular DSP such as Spotify, Apple Music and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
NFT platforms? Because for me, like as a music listener, I think it will be
Mm-hmm.
um, like I mean like digital platforms are the most accessible platform for me
Mm-hmm.
to listen to music that I like. And if I, for example, like
Mm-hmm.
if I have to buy some music that I like on only on NFT, it will be kind of challenging for me to get it because it's not that accessible as I
Mm-hmm.
could get in a like regular DSPs. So what do you think
Mm-hmm.
about it as a music
Mm-hmm.
creators?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mm,
This is actually what I was discussing with Imam like a few days ago about the accessibility of music, especially our music in the NFT space and in the conventional space. And uh, what you said is basically true. Like the SPs like Spotify brings
Yeah.
more accessibility to the people. However, it you know personally I think it depends on how people use Spotify because generally people use Spotify as just to listen, just to an
Mm.
accompaniment when they work, or when they when they just want to listen to some music, right? And so we think I personally think that Spotify is great, but it caters more into the mainstream audience, and more to the mainstream genres, which maybe not kind of fit with our kind of works. So, but you are also right that the incentive is to lacking if we just exist in the NFT space. For example,
Mm.
like DaVinci, you have to buy it first before you can, experience it. So I think like when we discover audios, it's really cool for us, and it's really beneficial for us because I feel like audios is a kind of platform that successfully walks in the fine line between the music platform, which is more blockchain based, and the music platform that caters more to the mainstream ones. So, and what we see is that a lot of our songs and audios, whatever experimental they may be, it's very much appreciated there. So that's what I like about audios, and I think when people want to be more accessible, but still delving into the NFT space or blockchain based situation, I think audios is going to be very useful for them.
I see. Gotcha, gotcha.
yeah. Speaking of the between the conventional digital platform like Spotify and then going to NFT itself, I think NFT music is more like a virtual version of the like the cassette store, something like that, like
Oh.
vinyl store, something like that. You buy usually people buy a real vinyl for the highest quality for a specific song that you like, right?
Mm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
go to the store usually, then buy the vinyl and play it into your house. Now because a pandemic come, I think buying vinyl is only on privileged people. So for the commoners, like in the middle class economy, I think they want to buy easier the highest quality of your music in the NFT rather than to buy a vinyl or maybe cassette or a CD and sort of since vintage stuff like that become more expensive, especially like the music that already have a term legendary, like let's say the Beatles or maybe Michael Jackson, something like that. And then I think the common ground between the common streaming like Spotify and then in the NFT is audios. So audios itself, they and when you upload there based on Scootbit team experience there, they really encrypt your file in there, make sure it cannot the link cannot be hijacked to download freely instantly like you use in the SoundCloud, right? And then
Oh yeah.
uh, they also have a feature when you want to remix or you want to collab with other artists in the same platform inside audios. You basically just put the original song in link into your remix version, and then they encrypt it, and then they make the new copyright basically on on their blockchain basically, yeah, something like that. Overall, even in the common stream right now, like Spotify, uh, the lower tier musician not get noticed a lot, although you have Spotify account for what I see, because
Definitely.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
because
Yeah.
the in Spotify there's no community base when we support each other, each artist. A lot of power in there, which is small artists cannot
Yeah.
grow well. Yeah, so that's why NFT is created, and then audios also is great for the streaming, so people can up each other. Although some of based on the Scootbit experience itself, a lot of our music genre that not really mainstream, like let's say redeem, and then drum and bass that usually only
Mm.
quite big in Japan or some of other Asian countries. They so booming, every genre so booming in audios, because when we upload there and then we share it to audios Discord, main Discord server, and we tell, oh, this is our this is my original song, and what you guys think, although they not noticing directly on the Discord, in the our profile itself, it's really a lot of people reposting our music because they think, oh, this is something fresh, like SirSapient said, oh, new kind of thing, easier, yeah,
Yeah.
easier to accept. So yeah, what do you that's
Mm-hmm.
my answer. What do you think,
Mm.
Sapient?
Yeah.
Uh, it is. I mean, like it's an interesting topic, like you mentioned, because I just in general the technology that music has gone has been, accessibility and battling, uh, what was previous technology forward, which was free music, and how are these companies going to get back a grasp of monetizing and, coming up with these streaming situations was like kind of a really, the best solution like so far. And but that just feels like a user experience. The most people like that's what they are accustomed to now is like a few places that where I can get all my music, and I want to pay a flat rate to get to listen to just about everything. And yeah, when you get to the NFT space, it's kind of opposite. So getting the most of the music space, it's almost kind of going backwards. And that is going to a challenge, and that's cool. I do want to check out the Audius, the streaming platform, because that sounds like it overcomes a big hurdle, and does some of the cool parts of NFT, which is like the copywriting thing and getting your stuff on blockchain, which seems really beneficial. But still able to do the streaming accessibility, and from there maybe can just grow, and if they can still source their musicians and stuff into some bigger platforms and still keeping the originals on blockchain, that would be awesome. Get some bigger distribution going.
Yeah. Mm.
And especially since Cloudy here is a cover artist, I think NFT is quite good for a cover artist to put
Yeah.
the artwork with the music. Since if you put on the Spotify, people although saw the cover art is kind
Cover
of
art.
decent, yeah, kind of cool and stuff, but then not noticing the artist bit behind it. But if you put on an
Mm.
NFT, the description is much clearer. Let's say, example in our NFT profile in DaVinci. My one of my audiovisual song is alone is remake by Mamet Stotemnika, and then I put the credit there and in the description, and then people start googling about him, and a lot of jobs come to Mamet itself. Although it's kind of
Yeah.
indirectly, but yeah, it's a new opportunity there.
Yeah, definitely. Cause yeah, I've felt that before. I've experienced those, even though I haven't minted all of my NFT artworks. But yeah, I got some collaboration come. Mhm.
Right.
I'm
But
definitely
I
excited
was
about that.
just sorry. Yeah.
Pardon, Sarasa?
Oh yeah, I would say the just the music and like the visual arts, seeing those together, even if they're on like small segments, but it really is just kind of the music video. I think it could be a
Mhm.
renaissance of like the kind of MTV era.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
Right.
my God.
where and again electronic music has already been on that forefront. You see a lot of live shows who lean heavily on their VJs and syncing up the digital audio visual experience like with the music, and so that is something that is already being done a lot live, so might as well create some cool little experiences that are a couple seconds to a minute long. And then again, then it comes the next step in having a platform, and that would be, I've talked about this before, it would be neat to see a MTV type network that just showed these types of videos. That would be really neat.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Okay,
Uh,
but uh, talking back about the visual arts in the NFT space. Earlier on, Sir Sapient, you talked a little bit about the value of the artworks in the eyes of the collectors. But I'm just curious. So you're an NFT collector yourself, right?
Yeah.
And in your eyes, how do you assign the value to the NFT or to the visual artworks that you see on the NFT marketplace? And what sort of value do you personally seek in the visual artist and their works?
So, I mean, I guess there are I mean I have my own preferences that I start to realize that I like, but aside from that, I guess I really do try to separate, if someone else or if there's like just people like it or if I like it, and which is kind of easy to do because usually like when you're looking at NFTs you're by yourself, so it's not really a group experience. So it's just something that I enjoy. Um, what you have to look for, I mean, I look for also the investment, and this is what something is kind of different. It makes sense on the grander scheme of artists who are trying to be professional. Not so much in music. I feel music, I mean, is kind of like you get your album, like you make your money and like you kind of get in, get out, like you can go longevity, but it's kind of a project by project. But like the visual art, I feel it's a career kind of thing. Like you once you're in, like you have to stay relevant and keep going. I mean, I guess music is kind of but I digress. But um with the NFT space, hold on, got a little distracted here. Sorry, kiddo, trying to put to bed.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay, go ahead. Does somebody want to chime in real quick?
all right. Welcome, humble Charlie.
Okay, okay. Hello, welcome, Charlie. Okay.
Hello.
what do you think, Cloudy? What is your experience when in regards to
Mm,
collectors looking at your artworks? How
yeah.
do you feel they assign value to your works or to yourself as an artist?
Yeah, like, but first thing first, like, I'm kind of new in this NFT stuff because the first time I discovered this NFT stuff is because Imam just told me, like, I don't know, the early or the end of 2020. So but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know it. I didn't know it was a thing. I was kind of like, is it like really popping? Because I haven't seen anybody surround me or some of my graphic designer friends or visual artists put their work on
Mm-hmm.
NFT platforms. So, but
Mm-hmm.
then after a couple of weeks or months, I saw like ASAP Rocky, The Weeknd, and those popular
Mm-hmm.
artists just put their work on NFT, and it was amazing. Personally, because
Mm-hmm.
um, after like some of those artists put their work on NFT, a lot of my friends also put their work on NFT, and I was like, we are more appreciated here than if we just work with people who put their music on regular DSPs, because like Imam Kiko said,
Mm-hmm.
like it's we are they put more credit on the artwork itself, so we are we got more recognitions than the regular DSPs, and yeah, I think we are
Mm-hmm.
more be like appreciated.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice. Nice.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate like with the last part you're talking about, and especially in the crypto space, and with Harmony,
Mm-hmm.
where DaVinci is that it's like it is kind of a small pool, and you have that feeling that you're in the beginning, and so it's a small community, and so you can interact and engage, and
Yeah.
you can share work, and people will check it out and give a response, and so that is really cool. And now that I have some free, I'm back. I can kind of tie into what I was talking about. And again, as a collector in this NFT space, and especially dealing with the
Mm-hmm.
artist, the one-off stuff, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the longevity kind of stuff. I was kind of talking about, and why it's hard. I guess why it's more specific for artists, and what it really means is continuing to put out art, even to say your art isn't selling. And that can be really hard,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally for an artist to do. It's like, man, my work isn't selling. Like, well, the last thing you want to do is like keep putting it out. But as a collector, say if you are one of the few collectors who bought your early stuff, like you're really, hoping that they continue to produce work. Because as long as the project and the artist is still alive, the value is still there. And
Mm-hmm.
so that can be, I don't know, I see the struggle in artists, especially in DaVinci, they get a little traction in the beginning, and then there's a little lull. Some artists stick through
Mm-hmm.
it, and either have the repertoire, like have enough content to power through, or just the perseverance. Or, there's a couple different angles,
Mm-hmm.
to get through that, but it's definitely harder for the one-off artist as opposed to the collectibles where they already have either a big name, or they start off with such a large project that it kind of just naturally brings a big community. So it's difficult. There's
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
and as a collector, like I have to weigh that in as well. Like, is this artist going to be around in 6 months to a year? Because if I'm going to invest money, that is something you have to factor
Mm-hmm.
in.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm. And
Hi guys,
just curious.
for this
Yeah, Imam first. Imam first.
all right. So
recording kind of shut down a bit by Imam Kiku laptop for the screen record. So let's we continue.
okay, so basically in the community base of the NFT itself, like since Claudia was questioning me about the exposure and then the how it get noticed and then also how your artwork getting bought by somebody else. I think the NFT itself create a new perspective. The way the collector, like Sapien here, said, it's more like a curriculum vitae, like your CVs or
Mm.
something. And then people's hope see from your artwork in NFTs. They saw your identity, your crypto address, something like that. Your wallet address also intact into the NFT file of contract, something like that. And then people, especially the collector, uh, see like, oh, this is interesting. I know these guys, gitu. And then hope they come back and buy something better in you as the artist itself. Yeah.
Mm. Wow.
And that'll
But
be cool. And I hope we
do
see
you all
more.
think?
Oh, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No. You first.
Oh, I was going to say, I hope we see more label type entities, whether it's in the music
Mm-hmm.
or in the visual art, that kind of can bring that
Mm-hmm.
presence, where they have the
Mm-hmm.
community exposure to onboard artist, and you may not know who that artist is, but you trust that label and you like them, and,
Oh
and
yeah.
you know more or less like anyone that they put out is going to have a certain look and feel, and that's really cool. And I think that's just early, but when those start to arrive, and for now, what those are the collectors, these individuals that are the big buyers, and they are starting to develop that presence. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see it get more developed into and maybe the music already kind of has that kind of built in. So maybe again some labels will jump in and start
Yeah.
working in the NFT space. It'll be exciting to see.
Mm.
And
Okay,
I
but
also think like in the NFT community itself, especially for artwork community, since artwork the most dominant market in NFT, right? These
Yeah.
days, yeah. And then
Yeah.
as when I put my Scootbit team on the Chawa Crypto Art Week Asia last month. We registered there. I saw their community kinda level up. They built from the small thing, and then this small circle getting solid, and then they will enlarge their community circle and then keep it solid. So basically, it's really long term people investment. I said since like uh let's say maybe the Sapien know this guy. There's a guy in the DaVinci NFT platform named Crypto Bunny. If
Yeah.
Sapien knows, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy
Yes.
is quite famous in the Harmony ecosystem community as well. And then
Mm.
every time he minted some NFT, mostly artwork. No matter how cheap or how expensive price is, and then how bad the artwork that he putting in. Although I admit some of his artwork kind of basic. Sorry, Crypto Bunny. I also know you.
No worries.
Yeah,
Okay.
but people still,
it's subjective. It's so
yeah,
subjective.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
subjective. I surprised he always put the testimony on his Discord server and both his personal IG. It always getting sold about couple weeks, and I asked him what's the secret about your selling point here. So he said, oh yeah, I just make a bunch of friend with a lot of communities, especially in the crypto space, and then I bring their perspective to my NFT work, and somebody getting FOMO at it. And then I surprised, oh, that's how you work then. And then yeah, that's how Scootbit also make the Discord server as well in here, because his answer to me on
Mm.
personal IGDM. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But but that got me thinking. Do you think that as a collector, you know, if I imagine myself as an NFT collector, I what I invest or what I buy in the NFT space is more on the networking, on the persona of the artist itself, rather than the art. Do you think that collectors are doing something like that? Because the based on our conversation until now, I noticed that we are talking about how people, how collectors, connect to the artist first, how buyers are connecting to the artist first before they buy the artwork itself. Do you think that's
Um,
the case?
I think from what I've noticed, even from other types of collecting, and even here in the NFT space, there's two types of people who like two strategies. I would be a better word in
Mm-hmm.
collecting, and that is going for the new and up and coming artist. Like you see
Mm-hmm.
some potential in someone, and trying to get in
Mm-hmm.
before they get famous. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
the other, and that would be the high risk type of investing, if you
Mm-hmm.
will. And then there's the opposite, and there's the to go for the already established artist. And so like the okay, everyone already confirms that this person is great, and it's more expensive, but like you're paying for the less risk because it's already agreed the value. There's pros and
Mm-hmm.
cons to both of these, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like even as NFT, like whether you recognize it or not, as a collector, naturally you identify these two, and you may invest in both. But like everyone scouts for the up and coming project or the up and coming artist. Like who doesn't want to get in on the ground floor? And then obviously, like there's that FOMO, like when you see a project doing really well and being really successful, like, oh man, I want to be a part of that. And I think that's pretty much kind of what drives most collectors.
I see. I see. Okay. Um. Okay. So, I would like to ask a new question. So, um, uh, maybe that Sakutbit has released, like, last month or so. We have released Harmony Protocol Type Beat or Harmony Protocol NFT series, right?
Mm.
Basically that's the music version of the visual artworks that we see most in the NFT space, which is the visual arts that focuses on specific cryptocurrency or blockchain project as their main theme.
Hmm.
So, according to you, Sapient, and also Cloudy, what do you think about them? Uh, about them. How do you view those projects?
Do you want to go first?
Oh wait,
Okay.
there's my dad passed. Okay, so for me, because yeah, sometimes he check me out. Um, like your last project, like Harmony Protocol, that one.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I think that's such a great movement. It's irregular, I think, because yeah, you're updating about NFT more. You guys more update about NFT than me. Yeah, because yeah, I'm still in high school, so I have to do work and school at the same time. So it's kind of exhausting for me. So but you guys could do that. So it's really dope for me to see some of my friends are more, I don't know, improved than back then when you guys was when I was work with you. We guys build this could be together, but I've choose separate ways. I'm sorry. So, but it's really great.
No problem, man. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. Because yeah, I have to focus on my school. So yeah, it's really cool to see. It's exciting.
Uh, yeah, I like I think it was really good, especially I guess from a marketing type standpoint. And like I don't think it's like placating too much. I mean, I think it's smart because it's obviously that's why you're here. Like there are obviously some interest in crypto, but you know, again, from just a objective, like from a collector, like I've definitely noticed the Harmony themed artwork sells better. And what I think the cool part about that, it kind of ties back into that whole community. Most everyone here is invested in Harmony and the crypto, and so it kind of becomes that your favorite sports team. So it's like that's your team. And so any sort of memorabilia that comes along, like you're gonna want it. So I think it's really smart, to play into that because it's probably gears to help sell, but more importantly, you're being part of the community, and I think that kind of ties into the collectibles, and especially all the different kind of Harmony Punks and the Bored Apes and all that kind of stuff. It creates these big teams that you can be a part of, and you can rally against the other one, and more importantly, it makes you feel part of the ecosystem and the community. So yeah, I think it's great, and it really kind of drives home that whole point. So yeah, good move.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And
For the for the harmony type bit part is actually my idea, since if you guys know, there's a NFT platform in Kusama ecosystem called Kodadot, and I saw this platform a lot of music artists there make NFT type bit about Polkadot crypto or Kusama crypto, since Kodadot based on those two crypto smart contracts, and then it boom, it's quite big, and then uh, I don't know in Harmony community space itself, but I told to my whole team, yeah, let's do it. Why not? Although only about a few of our member that really knows about what Harmony is, and then the rest just don't know what it is. And then when they submitted the bid, and then I asked them to make description, man, about it, and then some of them confused what's going on with Harmony, what it is, and then I explain a bit from the scratch, and then they make the description and put in there. I hope my first goal is not hope this NFT getting bought by collector. I hope just the whole Harmony community notice us as maybe the first one in the DaVinci NFT platform that goes into music, when the rest only for artwork, and then photography stuff like Globy did, right?
Absolutely. That's yes, it's a good way to get noticed by the network in general too. It's very good. Yeah.
And in the hindsight, I also, Imam, and I also experienced, because I am in also in the team, right? And maybe some of our members who submitted the music, they did not really delve into the harmony thing, but I think it's such a happy coincidence, I think, because whenever I listen to their works, it's although they do not know do not know much about the harmony protocol itself, but weirdly enough, they get the sense of the community, they get the sense of the uniqueness of the community that the harmony protocol have, and especially in also in DaVinci Gallery community. So I think that's my additional commentary about our NFT series. And SirSapient, you talk a little bit about how people doing the NFT series which focuses on blockchains or on specific projects. It's like the memorabilia for their favorite teams, right? And it's an interesting analogy, like you can be separated into different types of teams, right, based on your blockchain. For example, we are in team Harmony, and then there's team Tezos, and then there's team Polkadot, and etc. And each team I'm sure of it that each team have different behavior, right? Do you think that those are reflected in the NFT marketplace itself? For example, like, do you think that there's different niche that NFT marketplace like DaVinci and NFT market compared to NFT marketplace like Han or Foundation or Rarible? Do you think they serve different types of market segments?
Yes, I do. And it's really kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's on purpose or just kind of happened by chance. Um, there, so we are kind of in an interesting time where we are kind of fortunate, and I know it's going to be short, but NFTs right now can't really transfer across different chains. So an NFT that's on the Harmony blockchain has to stay on Harmony. Like it can't go to OpenSea. And same things like Tezos. They can't go to Open. So they each have their own kind of ecosystems to thrive in. So there is some non-competition right now in that realm. Um, but even then, you've noticed, like Hens definitely is very, very much like art one of one forward. And and I think that's awesome, and so and that opens the space, for more collectible type NFT marketplaces to thrive alongside them, even on Tezos. And so I yeah, I mean, I think that naturally that it's happening, and it allows more room for everyone to, even within Harmony, and like this is what I foresee. Even within Harmony, there's going to be multiple NFT projects, and you'll see these multiple uh, teams that you can identify with. Like you can kind of see it with the exchanges. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the like Viper Swap and like Moki, and so there's people that are really into those, and they already kind of have like, oh, I like my team. And so and as there's more starts to develop, I think that just kind of naturally happens, and I think it's healthy. And as far as like artists and stuff, I think we can definitely lean into that and kind of create either art for these things like we're talking about, specific, like kind of catering to some of these teams and creating art for them, because the community's already there at that point, so it's just, and if it's, you can still do it with integrity, like we believe about the product. It's not like doing it for the money or just doing it just because
Yeah.
if it's something you're interested in earnestly, then I think it's awesome. And
I can add some a bit or two from what SirSapient said. So basically, the NFT platform from each crypto ecosystem depends of the attitude of each smart contract ecosystem that previously in there. So like, for example, in the uh, Polkadot ecosystem and Kusama ecosystem, the founder itself, Dr. Gavin Wood, is actually kinda introvert. Like they like to keep it private and secluded. So yeah, even the community itself, like although they're really active, but at the same time they wanted to keep it private way. So that's why their NFT platform, Kodadot, is also like quite privately, although it's
yeah,
yeah freely to mint it, or and then we can buy their NFT without any restriction and so on and so forth. And also in Tezos ecosystem, their community is like kind of hipster, to be honest. Like uh
yeah, I can
yeah
see that.
yeah, they have like own fanaticism about Tezos since their launch in 2017, and then their fanatism bring into the NFT platform hand, and then suddenly people in there when I also a Scootbit team when we minted also the same NFT from DaVinci to hand for testing the market first, and then suddenly these guys like difficult to accept music. They like something more anti-mainstream genre, and then uh finally only one of my music there sold in hand. This is real. But in the DaVinci, I saw a lot of people buy our music in DaVinci since like yeah, harmony community is like more open to everyone and kind of chillax to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also just kind of, and it was maybe is inadvertently. I mean, well, myself and Globy definitely had a lot of conversations on how we wanted to brand DaVinci, and I think that's kind of what that kind of came from. It was a place for everyone. Like obviously Harmony's a new start, so we were already kind of be artist forward. But yeah, it was we wanted to be community forward and very inviting to people, and so I think that just kind of transpired in as a safe place. So a lot of artists felt they could kind of get their start there, and that just kind of became the vibe, if you will. And it transpired in the sales too. Like people are down to just pay tribute to someone who's just trying. Like, oh wow, this guy is making a go of it, and I'm going to contribute to that, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Nice. Thank you. Thank
this
you.
explanation quite help Cloudy here to minted more his artwork NFT since Cloudy
Definitely.
itself not really understand about the part of the crypto part and the community part yet. Yeah, so maybe if you study some community first and then how the crypto behind the smart contract behind the NFT platform that you minted before maybe it help you branding also in there. Trust
Sure,
me.
sure thing.
Yeah, trust me,
Yeah,
it works. It works.
yeah. I have some upcoming
Mm-hmm.
artworks that I would put into NFT platforms for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already kind of familiar with just any sort of like art or music industry, there's some
Okay.
pretty good
Right.
parallels into the whole crypto space. I mean, and honestly, that's was what I liked about the NFT space and its relationship with the crypto space is, especially again, who anyone who's trying to make a go of it in a professional realm, because it very very quickly defines like how you monetize like
Mm.
your artistry. And like, cause like you talk about, cause like you very quickly understand, and it's in a good way, because like, the collector and the artist are in the same community. And just like now, like you're able to talk to someone who's expressed to you very explicitly, like what they're
Mm-hmm.
looking for. And so it kind of gives you that whole insight, as to like, as a commodity, like what you're providing and what the buyer is wanting. And that's kind of neat. And I think it's a good learning lesson. If you're ever like really not really understanding like how you make money in the art
Mm-hmm.
world, the NFT space is a really good way. It outlines how it works.
Mm.
And speaking about artists, the relationship between artists and also collectors, right? I recently joined the clubhouse, a clubhouse session. They're talking about everything NFTs, right? So it's kind of basic, like NFTs and AMAs, and I pick an interesting thing from one of the speakers. So he basically says that, and he has the opinion that in the NFT space there are too many artists and too few collectors. But for Sapient and Claudius, do you think that is really true? And if that's really true, how can we change that? How can we solve this problem so artists can also have better representation in the market?
I don't know that it's. I mean, it's kind of hard to. I mean, I think
Yeah, I know it.
there's plenty of collectors. I mean, I do see like how there's. I mean, and that's kind of interesting because like being in the crypto space, like everybody usually is coming at it as an investor, maybe in various amounts, but they understand the kind of concept of trying to make some money with some coins of some sort. um, so I don't know. There's so there's already that kind of aspect, so there is like some education, and like what I like doing, is educating some of these people that like you can look at art and NFTs in the same manner as investment, so I definitely like to bring people into the space. But then, you look at some of these like collectible projects, and there's tons of people pouring money into them, so then on some aspect there's plenty of money and plenty of collectors in the space. It's just kind of, I don't know, getting it all to even out, and it's just kind of time. Still early.
Yeah, I think also this is my discussion with Alicia also. If Sapiency the Bitshop Skuy account which is part of Scootbit our profile in DaVinci, we also buy other people's artwork to support them. If you can see, right, I also share it part a bunch in the DaVinci server also in the collector channel, and then Lesion afraid like oh does this will impact Scootbit branding for music since artwork that we bought not always music, and sometimes I think it doesn't matter since we also supporting the community itself, like supporting each other since this is the early stage of the NFT platform, the early adapters, let's say. So yeah, you cannot be egoistic like, oh yeah, I only minted the NFT and that's it. You also need to buy someone else to appreciate why they minted here. Although maybe my budget is not.
No, I agree. I think it's really cool. I mean, it's a great way to, just like you said, like show that you're engaged with the community. That I mean, that yet you. And then the best part, like realistically.
Hey, sorry man.
You.
This PA2 have like auto tune problem on his mic since day one.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
just
no, no,
mute
it's
your
okay.
mic,
It's
man.
okay.
Fix your auto tune first. All right, yeah, continue, man.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say it's just yeah, I mean that's the coolest part. Like you're talking about, it allows you to engage with the community without having to, hey, buy my stuff or like check me out, and like you're talking about, like being kind of less egotistical, and that's the coolest part, aside from yes, actually like, you know, sharing some of like being a collector as well. And I think that's a really cool approach. And I think you see a lot of NFT artists doing that, becoming buying artwork as well. And yeah, it's a good way to be, multifaceted in the community. But even more so, I think that's the coolest part, that the most advantageous is that, yeah, it allows you to engage in these chat rooms without just like trying to shill your artwork all the time. It's good to have different different ways of engaging. And so I think that's a really good, smart way of doing it. You're like, oh yeah, check out what we bought,
Hmm.
And you know, uh, I have another question also. Maybe not related to the last question, but I think this is also important because based on my clubhouse sessions also, I noticed that basically there are many use case of or on NFTs in NFT space. Like when we first started minting in an NFT, we first thought it would just like you sell artwork, you sell art things, but as times goes by, I discovered that people mint NFTs not always for selling, but there's other use case of it. For example, like they create token specifically for their first collectors as token of appreciations, or there are some that for example, if you mint an art in Da Vinci Gallery and it's for sale, and the artist also mint it on hand, but not for sale, just to prove ownership of them, to
Mhm.
prevent copy minters in other platforms, right?
Mhm.
So do you think that the exploration of those use case of NFTs bring any additional value to the collectors as well? And for Claudius, also, do you also do this kind of practice?
Yes. I think what the use cases. I think it just like we talked about, it brings new users. I guess the best way to put it. Like we're already starting to see. Okay, well, the easy one we've already discussed. Like collectibles, like the Harmony Punks. It does use a PNG, and there was an artist involved to create the artwork, but it's not art forward. It's not like provocative looking art, but it's still the concept and the community and the project is still really neat. So that in itself is kind of a different use case of these NFTs. And it can be your avatar. And that is kind of cool how it's evolving, and people, you can create a story for this avatar, and then there's the whole derivative art where like other artists can create artwork based off your avatar, and this kind of adds value to it, and this whole trickle down effect. So I think that's really neat. And then what you're starting to which is about to happen, like gaming and NFTs, so you can have an NFT character that's NFT that's minted, and the accessories that he gets are minted, and it looks like that some of the coins you can get, you can actually put in some of these exchanges and earn more coin that you can switch for money, essentially. So it's like real world uses, like so you can the coins you earn in the game you can actually is real value, and so NFTs will be having a part in that, and so that's awesome. And that brings new users, that brings gamers into it. And so once they understand the value of the NFT, that opens their mind to artwork and the music. So I'm excited, and that's a segue into your last part. Like that, absolutely. Like I have gotten involved with Harmony Punks for that reason. Like it isn't as like art forward as DaVinci is, but like I see it's real easy for crypto people to understand the value of these things, just because it's the kind of the rare cards, it's kind of very Pokemon-esque, and so it's people get it and they see the value of it, and there's the trading aspect. And so and again, because it's right off the bat minting 10,000 NFTs, the odds of one artist being able to hand draw or hand produce 10,000 pieces it would take forever. But with this generative concept, you can do it all at once, and then you can amass these really big communities really quick. So that's why I'm excited about getting involved with this, because I absolutely plan on and I'm already trying to bring some of that community over to DaVinci and to the artists, and just developing NFT collectors in general. So yeah, I'm really excited with the use case. There's a bunch of it's developing a lot already, and there's going to be even more. Not I guess like the domain names and stuff like that. All sorts of there's all sorts of cool uses for NFTs in the as time will evolve. But just even with the arts and music, and entertainment, I've seen lots of fun ways.
Yeah.
Okay, and Claudius, how do you think about that kind of use case in NFT?
What was my point, the question of my question at the
No,
first place, like before?
like that there are many usage of NFT, that the purposes beyond just selling. For example, like for token as of appreciation for the collectors, and also to protect yourself from copy mintings and so on. Do you or does your friends that works in an NFT space also do this kind of practice? And what do you think about those usage of NFTs?
Mm. If you say kind of practice, yeah, like we, um, some of my friends do that for experimenting and exploring themselves. So when we found out this NFT platforms, we were kind of like excited to to use it, how to figure out how does it work. And then when it comes to use case, like a lot of um, my friends are really unique in the way of how the way they put their NFTs in so many platforms, different platforms, and uh, together we share how our experience was. So it is really exciting, and yeah, as an artist, it was opened up my mind, and yeah, just I could improve more my work to put it on different platforms at the simultaneously. So it is really exciting. Mm,
Nice, nice.
mm,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh
Mhm.
yeah. There's one thing that lately impact of the next level of the NFT development. It also not only impact to the artist but also the content creator as well in the maybe far-fetched and in the future, I don't know. So lately, Scootbit DM always get offered by a lot of new developer for social media NFTs like Fodra on the Polkadot ecosystem, and then there's a Privy for on Ethereum
Ivy, yeah.
ecosystem, yeah, that recently, and then they always they have same selling point here, like uh we we want to they said like this, we want to offer you a full-time ownership of your streaming content, and then also royalties or ads, full-time AdSense in blockchain without any cut fees from the platform itself, so the ownership full on you. You also can release your own social token to represent your community, and so much and so forth. So what do you think about this, like maybe this is a question that need to think to everyone, since
Sorry guys, it cut
everyone
again due
using
to the
social
screen
media these
recording
days for
problem again.
promoting stuff.
So
So
maybe this part might be the skip for the social media NFT part, and let's continue of the music NFT discussion by Sleepless Cloud. Let's go.
even until now, because I think like they're more focused on working with musicians, just like rappers and stuff. So
Mhm.
they have, so far as I know, there is no graphic studios, or maybe there exist, but they they haven't got some recognitions through the community or stuff. Because yeah, what we've been doing as an for me as in my field as a graphic designer is just doing the same thing, doing we catching up with some musicians and offer them our service as a cover artist, or probably just create lyric videos and stuff. But I haven't, unfortunately, I haven't discovered or found those kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, I think it depends of the people exploration itself also, since NFTs for now only more understandable for people that previously on crypto space, like yeah. I
Mm.
also got a lot of question from non-crypto creator or non-crypto uh, artists, like what's the difference between these NFT things and the shots, and then they say I told them that everything is on the ledger, which is it's fully transparent. Everything include your work, your copyright, and so on and so forth. So nobody can mess up with your artwork and steal it without consent, something like that. Yeah, and actually, a lot of Indonesian artists and musicians start to DM us lately about this NFT and stuff. Although we explained the exact same thing, some of them like still maybe this is like a educational gap between those between
Mm-hmm.
people that
Mm.
get used to about crypto stuff and then people that not get used to. So uh they just thanks for the information and such, and then maybe we will come back later for see it. And there's a opinion that every I heard from the Twitter, like the Twitter new feature like conference on Twitter, that one.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so I joined
Mm-hmm.
one of maybe David Govenstein or Jano Janovic, I forgot. So there's a NFT artist there said that maybe each artist should have their own NFT marketplace. And the reason is it's quite interesting. The reason because they they hope that you control fully, even control fully your database, blockchain, copyright, and your file system and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some
Mm-hmm.
technical stuff, but yeah, it's kind of makes sense. Because I also see like a lot of NFT artists that not really into crypto going to like Nifty Getaway from the Gemini exchange. Now there's a Binance
Mhm.
NFTs and then such. Uh, they basically only maybe this is might be new thing for my artwork and that's it and put it there, and then they not really learn about the crypto part of it, and then suddenly some of their artwork getting
Mm-hmm.
minted, copy minted. One of them is on DaVinci. Maybe Sapien once found the chat with me with Ludi about the copy mentor to make sure this is real or not, although Ludi not responding. So there's a media portal in Indonesia named Republika, yeah. This
Oh
is
yeah.
yeah, and then they minted Luna Maya, one of the most famous Indonesian supermodel modeling picture on and on DaVinci. They minted. They basically copy minted from the Binance NFT that released directly from the model itself. So and then they said, oh, they put the description. Oh, this is a news about Luna Maya and such. I think it's kind of confusing, and even a lot of crypto space in Indonesia talk about it these days. And I also talked to one of the Indonesian media portal, crypto media portal editor from blockchainmedia.id. Shout out to the Vincent, and he said like this is kind of problem since Indonesian education gap about this crypto stuff is kind of huge. uh, if people can copy paste everything and then put value and everything, people will screw out and then back to the conventional ones, which is like DeviantArt, Pinterest, and so on and so forth. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is might need to be tackled. So yeah, maybe this is the final thing that I want to ask. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had this issue. We've been having to deal with at DaVinci, and it's also one for us particularly that we kind of took on. Like other marketplaces have a little bit different system for how they take on artists. Like you have to get vetted first, and and then you get onboarded, and then you're allowed to mint. And DaVinci, we wanted to go with the aspect that anybody could mint artwork, and kind of go for a more accessible approach. And that was the offset. It was just like it was hard for us at first to find out, or to like regulate, I guess, like what people were minting. But it's up to the marketplaces. We had to come up with a system that was both finding some technology to help us, like finding a system, and then manpower, to go through and make sure that all the artwork is legit. Um, but yeah, I mean, we've gotten a lot better. I've like we've gotten some pretty cool systems in place now. We've had to adjust some of our minting quantities, and I think that kind of helped a lot. Um, so yeah, it's up to the marketplaces, and there's some education involved as well. Uh, you hear about it, not so much on, more on the crypto side of just, investing in a coin and then the coin not doing well. And that kind of goes back to just doing your research. And I've had to learn to do that, but, educating people to do the same, to, if you like some art, to take that extra step to, who actually made it. And you can, that's the cool part about the blockchain, is like you can find out who did it. You can check the social medias and, make sure this is the person you're really buying.
Yeah.
So it's two parts. It is just kind of the consumer education and the marketplaces doing their part.
Yeah, I think the only solution for it is maybe cross chain between the NFT platform. That's the only solution. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so too. Because what I think is that one of the source problem that I think happens right now with the copy minting fiasco right now is because blockchain is different ecosystems have different blockchains, right? So because of that, it is quite hard to know that whether or not for example, I mint my art in DaVinci. Who knows that somebody copy mint it at Rarible or
Yeah.
foundation or so, and you know uh the practice of minting your NFTs in multiple platforms, but you only sell it in one platform. The rest is just not for sale. You know, temporarily fix the problem, but NFT marketplace keeps on popping out every now and then, right? And so I think Imam has a point. We should really have a system in which in there's a cross blockchain.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I think
So.
it's in the music space, it's pretty common. Like, we talked about it. If you release something, the plan is to release it on many outlets as possible. Like, you don't usually just pick one, like, oh, I'm just going to do it on here. Like, no, like, you're going to release it on everything. um, and absolutely, I feel artists need to treat the NFT space in the same manner. But the hard part is, it's usually an artist. It's not an artist that's knocking on and releasing their work on everything. And so what you need is distribution. um, or what this place needs is distribution, and having some sort of entity that can bring an artist and and take their work and distribute it onto all the different marketplaces. That would be awesome, and they can also help facilitate copywriting for their artists. 'Cause, again, it kind of gets back into the label roles, and I think it's just a matter of time. Eventually someone's going to get that aha moment and start providing that for some artists.
Let me see.
Yeah. Anyway, I think for now it's kind of long. It's almost a hour and a half. But yeah, maybe this is the last one. So yeah, maybe for the Republica media portal NFT profile in DaVinci, I will link their profile to you, Sapien, to look out.
Okay.
Yeah, because maybe you need to audit them since they copy me so much and then they said, "Oh, this is for news." Fuck off, man.
So I mean, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
there is some gray area. And so you can also think about this sampling, like in music, sample packs, how much of that is used. And even if someone has a sample pack for sale, that doesn't mean you can't absolutely rip that and use that. How many people have cracked versions of Ableton? It happens a lot, and absolutely you
Yeah.
have to do your best. But it's not just here. And that's just, technology.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think for the media portal to ghost NFT their news content need to make a clarified of it, because sometimes news put headline for the image there, maybe they not ask permission for at first, and then they just put there and then make an article straightforward about it.
Mm.
And then yeah, because I used to work in a company when which the one of their children company is work on the career media portal, and they just rip off image from everywhere without consent, and then just put and make an articles. It's kind of nasty stuff.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, one of the cool things specifically for DaVinci, one of the cool things is that, it is very soon going to be completely community run. So if this is a consensus and someone wanted to propose this, we could absolutely start being more specific on what the artwork that was released. If we decided that as a community, like we didn't want to mint fan art anymore per se, then we could absolutely do that, and just like, no, we don't do that type of minting. And again, it comes to the having the different niche markets. You can go somewhere else, and maybe we can create a market for just anyone that wants to mint, like a meme, so to speak. um
Yeah.
and then because that is a good question. There are some people who, art is subjective, but there are some people who take their art more seriously than others, and it can be frustrating when your art is side by side next to someone who isn't taking it as seriously. It can mess up the perception, and I get that. And so, but that's the cool part to DaVinci, is that we can talk about that as a group, and we can kind of steer this, and change some things if we want to.
Right.
Mm.
Anyway, to close up our discussion today, maybe Sleepless Cloud here can
Mm.
promote your NFT artwork.
Oh
Maybe,
wow,
yeah,
sure
maybe
thing.
get noticed to
Yeah, maybe you
Sapient.
can.
Okay, so yeah, this is my very first NFT work here. Should I screen share it, I guess?
Yeah, yeah, can share it for sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah. You
the
can.
next,
You can.
yeah, for the next one, I'm gonna do some collaborations with some Indonesian singers. This one is wait,
Wait,
uh,
your stream is kind of paused.
still.
Wait, still. All right. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Alright.
so the first one is I don't know, like I've made it when I was kind of bored in my class, and then I was listening to Daft Punk song called Beyond. Yeah, so yeah, this is kind of I did it just for fun, and I thought like, oh, I think this one is kind of cool if I put it on NFT. For this one, I put it on Mintable because I was trying to find out how does it work. So yeah, this is, what do you guys think about it? Like, um is it good enough to put it on NFT platforms? Yeah, let me know what you
It is
think.
already good.
Kind
You
of, what
know.
channel did you post it on?
This is.
Hmm.
Sorry, sorry,
What
Fabian.
what channel did you post it on? I'm trying to find it.
Okay, wait. I haven't. Wait. Where should I put the link? Is it backstage or
Just put on the
The
lobby.
lobby can
Put
the
on the
lobby?
Lobby.
lobby.
just put on the lobby so people can also see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You guys have so many channel. Oh my god.
That's the perks of being a Discord server user.
Yeah, it is really advanced to be honest. I think I'm gonna put it on general talk. Do you mind? Is it cool?
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay, it's cool, it's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I just but for the next one, I'm gonna do some kind of like uh music and artwork kind of thing. So it's not only artwork that I would put it on. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the visual and music art NFTs together. I think those are
Mm,
really cool.
yeah. Thanks. I deeply appreciate. Very
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Wait.
you mint it on Mintable, right? Ethereum
Yeah. On
ecosystem.
it. Me too. Because
Yeah,
it's gasless.
yeah,
So yeah.
really affordable for student pocket.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, maybe Sapien can check on there on Mintable his artwork later on. Maybe if he interested, he expand more his collection not only on the DaVinci Harmony ecosystem.
sure.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
I
sure,
would.
sure.
I
more
would.
material to selling off in social media. Yo, this is my new artwork, my new collection. All right,
Yeah.
so be it, guys. Thank you for coming, Sir Sapien, Sleepless Cloud.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you, Cody. Thank
maybe
you,
we have
Sapien.
another time to discuss other parts for it. And then sorry for the recording suddenly cut about
Mm,
it. But okay, all right.
Oh, no problem.
it's fun to chill
All
out.
right,
Yeah.
let's go
Yeah.
closing. Scoot beat Skuy. Let's
Let's
go.
go. Let's
Uh,
go.
All right.